Hello to each and every one of you. Welcome in. Oh, that's a bad look. I gotta fix that damn door. Welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Studios. Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Got a chance to spend some time with them this past weekend over at the dealership, 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. And got an appearance from our very own Stevie, who said, oh, my God, I had my back to her, and she snuck up behind me. I was talking to somebody. And then I turned around, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so happy to see you, because I know how happy she would be to see O'Neill. I had 4 pooches with me on my way up to Fear Bunker North, and so she got a chance to hang with that handsome boy. Hi, handsome boy. So that was good. Thank you to Impact Power Sports. Their grand reopening, Impact Power Sports. They had an open house on Saturday. They have brand new ownership there. Drew and Ron and Mary Lou are all still there, but they are owned by a different entity now. And I got to meet that guy. His name is Mark. Nice dude. Locally owned, so love that. That is Impact Power Sports. If you want an ATV, UTV, side-by-side, my God, motorcycle, go-karts. Go-karts are awesome. Some rich dude walked in right near the start of the day, and he bought both his kids go-karts. I mean, he spent a ton of cheddar. Like, that's awesome. Stevie's like, look at that guy go. She witnessed the guy driving away with his stuff. Maureen says she's so jelly that Stevie got to hang with the dogs. All right, so that is who brings us this studio. They are awesome. Matt says Rich Eric, which is what the neighbor kids call me. They either call me Pop or Rich Eric. Rich Eric comes to us because a cute kid came over to mow the lawn, and I gave him $10 to do the front. Of course, I kind of like pushed the thing. He was just kind of like had his hands on the handlebar of the mower. Yeah, I gave him $10, no big deal. And then he sees the pool in the backyard, and he's like, oh, okay. And he goes home to his mom. He says, yeah, Mom, Rich Eric is his name going forward. It's like awesome. I'll take that. I don't mind being referred to as Rich Eric. And then the neighborhood kids here, he puts 2 and 2 together. That's my house that gives away the giant candy bars. So then all the kids are like, oh, it's Rich Eric's house. So silly, but hysterical. And only the way kids can do, you know? Okay, well, this is like election day. Now, a lot of people have voted on the whole early voting thing. I did not. Frankly, I didn't even know that you could vote early, like in person. I just thought you could mail it in early. Well, I didn't even know you could just show up and vote early. I had my mind set on today, November 5, which is cool, whatever. I'll march my ass in there with Pooh Bear after I get done doing Who Are These Broadcasters to our polling place, which is a Republican stronghold, this entire county. So they hate people like me. Keep your cool at the polling places today. I know all of you will. The only ones that lose their cool are a guy wearing MAGA hat when he goes in to vote. And then the locals who are running the election say, no, you can't do that. It's against the rule. What's the name of the guy who shoots all the videos and wants to know people's name? What's his name? The guy with the beard. Tell me who this is. What does he go by? He's got a stupid name. It's completely unmemorable. I can't remember it. He always says the best videos, but I can never remember what he's known as. He gets like random videos of people out in the wild acting like assholes. And then he tries to like Tizzy Ent. What a fucking stupid name. Why can't you just be Ron? I'm the only person, I guess, who can't remember who he is. He had one of Trump guy who had a shit fit when he was doing like early voting. Okay, yeah. All right, I gotta get it. I'm gonna play it for you. He always calls it like he always writes "Stitch coming." I don't know the lingo here. Stitch coming. Is this called a stitch? This guy is doing early voting, but he's wearing a MAGA hat. And the law states you can't wear that shit. Well, Tizzy Ent, or whatever the fuck he's known as, discusses that in this video. Watch this piece of shit lose it.
Orangeburg, South Carolina. Quick reminder, you are not allowed to walk into a polling location legally wearing items that support a specific candidate. You're not allowed to walk in with a sign for them. You're not allowed to walk in with a shirt with their name on it.
I want to make sure I'm getting my sound. Okay, good. I am. Excellent.
You also can't wear stuff that has slogans that are related to them. So I can't wear this to vote. I didn't wear it when I went to vote. You also can't wear, for example, a Make America Great Again hat or a hat that says Trump. Some places enforce it, some do not. In Orangeburg, South Carolina, they asked a man to take off his hat. They told him he can't vote if he doesn't take off that hat. And he responded like this.
Oh, wow.
That's no reason. Yeah, all that answer.
Wow.
This is my motherfucking right here.
Wow.
Why is it defending you? It's not defending you. All right, then shut the hell up and let me vote.
Okay, Jamie. Okay, we ain't got nothing else to say. We ain't got nothing else to say.
Wow.
The wow is the person shooting the video. I wish she just shut up.
There it is right there.
No.
So then he throws the hat out of the room, but since he's already been unruly, they're like, no, you can't vote, or you got to leave or some shit.
Wow. Oh, wow. God. Oh.
Okay, so he put his hands on one of the election officials. I don't know what the hell he did, but she slapped him back. And now he's going at her. Now, he's surrounded by little old lady and these other ladies. Now, I think that these 5 women, they actually, they could pack a punch on this guy. I think that they would be able to take him easily.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Somebody suggested that if instead of these women, they had a couple of local giant black men, his energy would not be the same.
Wow. Wow. I'm not going to help with him. I may want to help with him.
Maybe by the time I post this, something's already been done about him. But he assaulted those women. So someone in Orangeburg, South Carolina, do me a favor. Tell me who he is.
That's the last thing. You don't want Tizzy Ent saying, tell me who he is. All right? You don't want to be making an asshole of yourself and this guy saying, tell me who he is. God damn. Ryan says Trump is going to get a hold of that footage and go wild. Giuliani will launch 67 bogus court cases saying his MAGA supporter clearly was defending himself against these violent women. Tyler says the wow lady is so fucking annoying. Yeah, I know. I wish she would have just kept quiet. I got a pillow for Twitch, writes, just voted easy. Easy in and out at small town Vermont. Hopefully Trump goes down in flames. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say the majority of my audience, not all of them, because I do have my MAGA brothers that I love very much. But a lot of our audience members are going to vote for Harris. That wasn't always the case. There was a time when I always felt weird when there was like this red wave of scuzz that was kind of like percolating in the chat. And I was like, oh, God, I fucking hate these people. Johnny B0 says, hello, it's been a minute. Yeah, what the fuck? Where have you been? God damn it. We've been talking about you every day. So getting to the polls a little bit later on. I'll be glad when it's over, but I'm just wondering how long it's going to take to get the results. Ryan says, look, kids, there is no positive outcome from today and the coming weeks. Well, I don't know about that. Either Trump wins or he loses, and either outcome is horrendous. If he loses, holy hell. Yeah, I don't know about that. Because I've heard that if Trump loses, that you're going to see guys like the dude in that video that we just played. We're going to fucking, heads are going to roll. We're going to be spilling blood all over the place. Yeah, I don't believe that. I think that most of those people are huge pussies, if not all of them. And they won't do shit. They'll hide behind their keyboards and be the twats that they are. Ryan says, I mean it more from the sense of he is a sore loser and he will never shut up. Well, that's not bad. That's good. We want Trump talking. All right? Trump talking is a good thing. I love it when Trump talks. I find him to be very entertaining. Trump was in town last night. This is a snapshot from Van Andel Arena. One of my pals who was there working, part of the people, the team that have to set up for his ass. And I said to him, we won't see it on TV, but I need to know how many people are actually there. This is an image from the venue from last night. So you've got probably 3/4 of the lower bowl with people in it, but not every seat is taken. And the entire upper section is not even open. Now, this is way different than what used to happen in the past. Trump was filling places like this. Not so. Not a lot of people there. Maybe 4,000 people showed up, and that is for the last stop on the campaign. That surprises me. I mean, I knew that his popularity was waning to some degree, but I didn't realize it was waning this much. I mean, this is embarrassing. You need to also notice, I can't really zoom in, unfortunately. Maybe I can. Hold on. Yeah, it's not letting me. It keeps like backing out of the shot. But anyway, if you look, Nick says the guy who snapped the photo was a Trump hater. You know who he is. Fucking idiot. You know what they did? Okay, so if you're looking at that picture, see the small American flag? That's the one that's always there for every hockey game. And then there's also a larger American flag. That American flag is not there. Trump brought that with him to hide what is underneath that, what is always there, which is two other flags. The flag of Mexico is there, and the flag of Canada is there. Those are on display at the arena. They're a little lower than the U.S. flag, but they're there out of respect. Canada, there's a lot of Canadian hockey players that are on the ice. Makes sense. Sometimes we sing the Canadian anthem before the U.S. anthem. Mexico, there's just a lot of Mexicans. There's a lot of people that go to the arena that would like to see the Mexican flag. Trump covers that shit up. Now, what does that tell you here? That tells you this whole nationalism idea. Nationalistic. Okay? Trump is Hitler light. For now. If he wins, it might get worse. He covered those flags up. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. Ryan says more people attend Grand Rapids Gold Games. Oh, you're damn right. In fact, opening night is Friday. All right. So that's what's up. People getting to the polls. I want to play, and I do have an update on the Fatathon coming up. Johnny B0 was asking. I have a full update. Please, no one spoil it. This is Trump, one of his final rallies before yesterday. He's talking about how it's a packed house and the cameraman goes rogue and starts to show the opposite. This is awesome.
In 9 years, we've had the biggest rallies in history of any country. And every rally's full. You don't have any seats that are empty. You don't have anything yet. I mean, the one we had today, you missed a beauty. We could have filled that place up 20 times. I mean, that was beautiful. And the Virginia rally, did you hear about the Virginia rally? That was, Glenn Youngkin did a great job, the governor of Virginia. And
okay, so he's talking about all of our rallies are sold out. They're the biggest things ever. Cameraman pans out and starts showing thousands of empty seats.
We had a crowd there that was incredible, and then we came here.
That's embarrassing to actually say that when you're staring into the face of an arena that's half full. And all these lemmings let him get away with it.
We don't want to be late, but it's very hard when you do this.
He's lying to you, you idiots.
Things, it's very hard, and you don't mind a little bit. We weren't very late. We weren't very late. Just a few minutes. Just a few minutes.
Okay, lower bowl, there's a bunch of people there. That's good for him.
Going to start. But, you know, we've been doing, I was talking to some of the people. It's sort of, you know, in a way it's sad, and in a way it's beautiful. I was talking to them, and I said, you know, this is coming to an end. These rallies are coming to an end. We've been doing them, think of it, like 9 years. We started a year before, and we've had tremendous success. In 2016, we did phenomenally.
You know, with this few people, just a couple of hand grenades would take care of most of these people. Holy shit. Rebecca says, what the fuck is he talking about? I wasn't even paying attention to what he was saying. Ryan says, actually, Amanda, who loves Trump, she said the cameraman did him dirty. Yeah, he went rogue. Good. Was this at 1 a.m? No. This was a weekend rally. Middle of the day. Ryan says, as a former photographer, I would have done it too, especially after his recent comments about shooting through the media to get to him at a campaign rally. Chris says, do you have to pay to go to these? No, they're free. They're free. Trump sucks. He's going to lose, and he's going to lose big. It's happening right now as we speak. All right. For those that are enjoying the show on Facebook and Twitch, I'm sending you on your way. The rest of the show is available. I meant to say Facebook and YouTube. Pardon me. For those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, the rest of the show is available on Twitch. You go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. This allows you to get the show free as it happens. As you know, I broadcast live every day from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. So go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, and you can take advantage of that. Everything I'm saying becomes the audio podcast, available wherever you download shows. I post the entire 2 hours in 2 1-hour acts. Follow me on whatever platform, subscribe, rate, and review. And, of course, the Patreon, where we are going with a Big Fraud Wednesday again this week because Ben has some obligations. Totally cool. We have that flexibility, so we'll be doing it on Wednesday again, where we have Who Are These Free Beers at 6 p.m., included in Who Are These Free Beers, I have a clip of our beloved Kelly Cheese, and she is, wow, this is quite an aggressive moment that I have audio and video of her describing what she would be doing from a sexual viewpoint coming up this past weekend. So it was on the Friday Free Beer and Hot Wings show, and she said on the they have like a bonus segment online only, and I was both impressed and a little it was a little off-putting at the things she was saying concerning her sexuality. And I'm not talking about preferences. I'm just talking about the aggressive nature of how she was going to approach the weekend in a sexual way. Stand by, folks. Please hold. I'm making arrangements to make this happen here. I've got a special guest who is joining us on the podcast. Hello, Eric Zane Show. Who is this?
Big Fraud Zane, it's your favorite president, Donald Trump. How you doing, Big Fraud?
Mr. President, how are you?
Well, I got to admit, I'm very tired, very tired. We had a long, late night last night. We were doing campaign rallies. I think we were even in your neck of the woods. I think I was at your hockey arena.
You were. You covered up the Mexican and Canadian flags with a giant American flag.
It's terrible that you put that there, by the way. I think it's terrible. I think it's so anti-American. And it's so much like you and your people to put a Canadian flag in a American establishment.
Well, it's
so terrible.
But it's a hockey arena. I mean, and there's a lot of Mexicans who live here.
Well, the Hispanics, they're going to be deported like you wouldn't believe. Believe me, we're going to be deporting them. And Canada is a different problem. We're going to approach that entirely differently.
Well, I didn't know you had a problem with Canada. What is it? What could possibly be the problem with Canada?
Canada, well, the problem with Canada is I think they're also we don't talk about it much, but the border isn't very secure there either. In fact, I think a lot of drugs are probably coming in from there. The Mexicans have moved from Texas and Mexico up to the borders of Canada, and they're getting the drugs in, and you wouldn't believe it, Big Fraud, but it's so true. They're doing terrible things.
I don't mind the drugs. I think we need more drugs in the U.S.
Well, that's crazy. By the way, I was a little disturbed because have you voted yet? By the way,
No, I'm going to vote in probably a handful of hours.
good. It's your constitutional right. As soon as you vote for Trump, we're going to win so big because it's going to be so amazing. You're going to see the biggest landslide victory in American history. And then we'll never have to vote again, Big Fraud. You'll never have to do it. You won't have to vote ever again.
Yeah.
You don't even need
I've
to
heard
worry
you
about
say
it.
that.
As soon as you cast your ballot today, you won't vote again.
You're gonna be in charge for a long, long time, right?
Very long, actually. We'll never vote again. And it's so true because I will be able to pull all of the ballots. We're going to look at the ballots, and we're going to find out who voted Trump and who didn't. And we're going to take care of business. Do you know what I'm saying, Big Fraud?
No, I don't. Are you suggesting that people who did not vote for you are going to be something's going to happen to them?
Well, I always said I thought Hitler had a great generals, very loyal generals, actually. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to maybe round everyone up and put them in a very special place. We're going to take care of it because they're so anti-American. If you didn't vote Trump, I mean, are you even American when you think about it?
Okay, so you're suggesting then that non-Trump voters will be put into concentration camps and killed.
Well, I think that's a little extreme. I don't know. I mean, let's wait a couple weeks. Maybe we'll talk about it. But I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't say otherwise. In fact, you know, I was at a rally. I've done so many rallies, Big Fraud. They're like blending together in my head, if I'm honest with you. But I was talking about Arnold Palmer. I thought, you know, what a great golfer. He's a wonderful golfer, Big Fraud. Probably, actually, maybe one of the best.
Yes.
Of course, myself excluded from that because, look, I was just golfing the other day, and they say it's amazing because I'm winning these championships like you wouldn't believe. And they're not even senior citizen championships, by the way. These are real championships, Big Fraud, where I'm golfing. And these guys that are next to me, they can't even drive it like 50 feet. It's terrible.
Well, I know that you've been playing golf for decades now, and you love the game. But I didn't realize you were actually good at golf.
I'm probably the best, actually, at golf because I know so much about it. You know, I think I've told you before, they are so amazed, actually, the scientists behind building golf courses and stuff like that. I have the best plans, by the way, because no one builds better than Trump. Everyone knows it. And so when I build like Trump International Golf Course, I said, let's put it together like this. This is where the fairway goes, all this amazing stuff. You wouldn't believe it. And they're looking around. They go, Trump, how does he know so much about all this? It's amazing how much he knows. He knows like more about golf than maybe anyone ever. And it's true. And it's true about everything, actually.
True, sir, we have a number of audience members who are massive supporters of you. One, in fact, is listening right now. Her name is Amanda. And I know you love the ladies, sir. So,
of course.
I mean, Amanda's young. She's energetic. She's very supportive of you, and she's voting for you. What do you have to say to Amanda about what you're going to do for her?
We're going to do great things, Amanda. By the way, very sexy name. I imagine you're like a beast of sex, probably. Amazing breasts, I would just assume, of course, because Amanda, like if you look at the history of people named Amanda, they're usually pretty hot, actually. But if you think about it, she's a great patriot, Big Fraud, much greater than you, because I have a suspicion, my people, they tell me that you're not so pro-Trump anymore, and it's not good. It's not good that you're not pro-Trump because Amanda, she gets it. Look at her. She probably is the best participating audience member you have, if you think about
Without
it.
a
She probably
doubt. I mean,
pays
they all
your kids
are.
to go to college.
They all are. They all are outstanding. I mean, I love I love all of the people that pay attention to my show, whether they're Trump supporters or not Trump supporters. And I think that's the way to go. I mean, do you love people? I mean, as a former president and hoping to be next president, you have to love Trump supporters and you have to love people that don't support Trump, right?
I love our great country, Big Fraud. I probably love America more than George Washington, actually. And it's so true, because if you look at my patriots, they're great. They're great Americans. They've done wonderful things, you know, and they're the backbone of the country. Some of the hardest working
Okay.
people in America are Trump supporters, and the rest of them, I don't know, Big Fraud. I've been back and forth on it, but this whole campaign has been very interesting, very eye-opening, actually. So I don't know. I don't know if I could say I love them. I don't know if I could say that. I don't think I could even say, like, look at John McCain. He was such a terrible, terrible, terrible person. Actually, a rhino. Look at him. I mean, he was taken hostage, and they like broke his arm and stuff. It was terrible. And he was so weak. He was so weak. I don't understand why anyone would go in the military, actually.
Okay.
What's in it for them, actually?
Sir, that's a little rough to attack a man who was, I think you said, well, I like to support veterans that weren't captured. I mean, it's not like he wanted to get captured. Are you suggesting John McCain is weak?
He was a prisoner of war. That makes him very weak, because if you look at him, look at it on the surface, and he's dead, by the way. He's so dead. He's not even alive. We're talking about a dead guy. He's very weak, not a very great American patriot. That's sort of what I'm talking about in terms of, look, I'm doing the weave. I'm going from, it's amazing, actually. I'm able to wind you around topic to topic. You don't even know what we're going to talk about.
I have
next.
no
It's
idea.
incredible. Because if you think about it, Big Fraud, you're so weak. You're so weak in that regard. You have no idea how to weave.
Sir, there's no doubt your weaving ability is second to none. And it's, you know, this campaign is now over. You just kind of have to watch the polls and keep an eye out.
The campaign is never over, Big Fraud, because when we win, and we're going to win so big, you're going to see it. We're going to win probably the biggest ever, if you think about it. I mean, Harry Truman, they thought he was going to lose, and there's some people that think I'm going to lose, and you look at it, look at Taft examples. There's so many examples.
Okay,
I'm going
it's
to
definitely
win.
a different time now.
Regardless of the outcome, we're going to win.
Sir, as always, thank you for the time. I can't wait to talk to you post-election to get an update on what's happening. But take care of yourself.
Of course, and I need to rest. I got to say, I've been up for so many hours. My voice very coarse.
No, it is.
Because I've been doing these rallies. I left Grand Rapids at like 2 a.m. It was ridiculous. And I got home, and, here we are, Election Day. We got so much to do today. It's a big day, Big Fraud. But I thought I'd call you because I know I got to do this. I got to get the votes out, and I want to encourage your listeners. I want them to go out and vote. Vote with their conscience, because Trump is going to be looking at those records.
Well, you don't.
He's going to look at them.
You don't want that. They don't want to be persecuted by. You're right. They probably all should vote for you because you're going to do something to them if they don't.
Right. Imagine a beautiful future, Big Fraud, where you're at your little house and the little guy comes to the door. He's a U.S. military officer. He knocks on your door and he says, "Come with me, Big Fraud. I understand you're not so good."
All right. Well, that's something we can look forward to, sir. I as always, appreciate your thorough honesty in covering the election by telling us that if we don't vote for you, we will all be incarcerated.
Well, it's really the last outcome that I've got. You know, when you think about it, Big Fraud, I mean, where else are we going to go because we're going to win so big? Big Fraud, I hope you have a wonderful day and vote Trump, because that's our American freedom.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Oh, he just hung up. Trump making an election day appearance. My God, we are blessed to be able to have him call us up at any given time. Yes. Incredible. I even lost my train of thought. What were we going to do? I think I was still working on kicking people out. I was talking about the Patreon bonus podcast. Not the Patreon bonus podcast, but who are these free beers? Let me get back to that and put a little finer point what I mean about our beloved Kelly. She reveals that she, in a trip to Atlanta, Georgia this past weekend, she is, well, for lack of a better term, she's going to call up a guy she knows, and those two are going to pork. Now, the way she says it, though, I got to play it for you. I don't want to steal the thunder of the actual segment. But, and I'm on two sides of the fence here, both sides of the fence. And on one hand, I was impressed with how compelling she was. And I've said this many times. She is the only interesting thing on that show. So what she was talking about was definitely compelling. But I don't think I have ever heard anyone talk the way she spoke. Woman or man, ever in my life have I ever heard anybody speak about this topic in the way that it was spoken about. So much so that as much as I was impressed with it driving actual content, because it was, I was a little grossed out. And I cannot wait to share this with you. It's an audio/video clip. And I don't, yeah, it was weird. Good, compelling, but I think it was an example of speaking the quiet part out loud that might, I don't know. I'm torn because it was so compelling. And I'll play it for you. I especially am interested in what the ladies think about it. I do know this, that what she says, if a guy said it, nobody would like it. It would just be horrible if what she said was actually said by a dude. It would be like, ugh, you sick fuck. What the fuck is wrong with you? Linda says, I think she's gross all the time. So there's that. We will cover that on a Wednesday edition of a Big Fraud Wednesday, I should say. I'm curious as to why nobody calls her out about these things, or at least brings it up as, hey, that was actually interesting. So they got simultaneously an interesting topic that she has commandeered, but it's, I think, a controversial thing to say. I was shocked that she even said it. Chris says, I feel like she smells like the shittiest weed and a hippie, and that's gross enough. Linda says, can't wait for tomorrow night. Ryan says, I got to re-up my Patreon again. Looks like I forgot to renew in late October. Whoops. Doesn't it do it on its own? Or do you can you set it to do it manually? I don't know. I've not had to deal with that, obviously. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you to the folks on Facebook and YouTube for getting this portion of the show. The rest of it is at twitch.tv.